tonight. All one of you. Going to work on some kitchen knives. Figured I would go live and answer some questions if anybody has any questions. So we've got these kitchen knives I'm working on. Trying to get ready for glue up tonight, hopefully. And gotta drill holes. And that's it. That's about all I got left on these. Drilling the holes and just getting them all ready for putting together. These are kind of complicated with the bolsters, trying to make sure that there's no gaps. Make sure that looks good on top and bottom and the whole 9 yards before you go punching holes. I've got two different size holes. I've got 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch holes on these knives, and a 1/4 inch drill bit doesn't make a 1/4 inch hole, nor does an 1/8 inch drill bit. So I will drill the size first, and then I'll come back and ream the hole to size. So if you want a true size, you have to drill it and then ream it. Clamp the scales on. Make sure it's good and tight. Checking the top and the bottom. And once I have that, whenever you drill a hole, pay attention, and right before you break through the surface of the hole, the pressure on your drill press will let up, and you have the tendency just to keep pulling, and you'll blow out the back side of your hole. You want to make sure you have sharp bits, and then right before you get to the end, you want to let off pressure so that you don't blow out the back side of the hole. Live chat, all messages. What's up, Tatty? Glad you can make it here. You could cut your lettuce with this knife. Well, maybe not this knife, but when it's done. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna ream this hole here to size. Now, even though this is clamped, theoretically, it's not going to, hey, Mr. Miller, even though this is clamped, theoretically, it can't go anywhere. I only drill one hole at a time, and then I pin it. Once it's pinned, it's definitely not going to go anywhere, but you don't want to take a chance of drilling multiple holes and then having them not line up because something moved on you. I may or may not have had that happen in the past, so just experience there. Now, a person can drill their hole slightly oversized, and I've done that from time to time. I really like drilling the exact size hole. It's a little more work because the pins fit tight. As you can see, I'm using a pair of pair of Kleins to pull out those pins because they are so tight. They're perfect. So, but if you want to oversize your holes, you can use a number 30 bit, and you can use a number 30 bit, which is just over 1/8 of an inch. The number 30 is, I don't know how big it is. It's a couple thou, I think, over. And then a 1/4 inch if you use an F bit. An F bit is just over a 1/4 inch. And I don't know the exact measurements on an F bit either. There are charts you can look up online. Let's see. Do you use a punch to mark your starting point? I do not, because I'm using the knife. And so what I do is I drop the bit down inside the hole that's already on the knife, and then it, stays on track. I'm using some 1, 2, 3 blocks to keep the clamp, to keep my knife off of the bed of the drill press. And then it also, it just gives the room because the knife has a vice grip on it. So I drop the drill press down actually inside the hole before I turn it on. Important thing with a knife this size too, you want to keep something, you want to make sure that if it helicopters, if the drill press grabs it, for one, I have the blade facing away from me. It's going to strike the back post of the drill press. If it was shorter, you'd want something there to catch it from spinning so that you don't have a flying, slicing object cutting you up. Best practice. This is an 1/8 inch reamer. All right, rinse and repeat. Sorry the lighting sucks. That's just how it is. It's good for me. Not so good for filming. So good. Those pins look good. Trust me. I'm going to back you guys up. I'll just knock that over. I need more lighting in the shop. Over here, I've got 1/4 inch bit and reamer for the 1/4 inch hole. No bulb in there. That's really cool. About ready to do what I said not to do. Let's have the blade facing to where it would spin around and make your world bad. Nice sharp bits is key. And if your bits aren't so sharp, or you're working with, if you're working with material that likes to blow out, you can you can either glue a piece of wood, some backer, some sacrificial wood on there, or you can just drill against the board, and that helps with blowout as well. Let's get this here. I'd have more lights on, but it's the cold, dark winter, you know. Oh wait, we're in the spring now. You guys come back over here. Thanks. I'm seeing somebody else leaving a comment. This is in my recommendations. Thanks, Coins. What's up? All right. So, ready for the other side. I put the pins through from this side, and when you put your other side scales on, you want to try to match your scales up as good as possible, so that your book match scales will look the same on both sides, or look remotely the same on both sides. We're supposed to get some rain tonight, and the storms, the winds are blowing pretty good out there. Most important thing too, don't forget your coffee. Coffee at 6:49. Lost my liner material on the front. This is kind of time consuming, and a person could just, I've seen people just drill through scales, but if you want the best fit up, this is really the best way to go about it. You guys got any questions? Thank you. It doesn't take a whole lot. You know, you get a little bit of trash in behind your scales or anything, and it keeps a good tight fit up from happening. So before you drill, you want to check and double check that everything is tight and right. 1, 2, 3 blocks are very handy to have around the shop. They call them 1, 2, 3 blocks because they're 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inch in dimension. They've got multiple holes, some are tapped, some are not. You can use them for, they're perfectly square, or should be. So you can use them for squaring stuff up, work fixtures. They got lots of uses. One thing you look at when you look at knives is, if you want to tell on the quality, look on for the fit and finish. You look around the pins, and a lot of times it'll be chipped out where the material was chipped when drilling, or oversized, which will leave like half crescent moons, or even worse, a black ring around the pin. All these are just lack of attention to detail, or just inexperience. I mean, if you're looking at if you're talking about a cheap knife, it's not a big deal. But if you're talking about a high dollar custom knife that you've paid for, it's nice to have those things done right. And some of it, if a person's drill press isn't set up right, if the bed isn't square, all those things kind of affect the final outcome. And not every knife you do is going to be, well, not everything's, it's pretty hard to have a perfect knife. There will be things that will get less than perfect sometimes. The rolling tripod, sorry. Let me shake you around a little bit. Got any comments? All right. Sharpened this bit today. Pretty pleased with the results. I just freehand sharpened it, so I bought a drill doctor. I don't really like using it, and I'm an advocate of learning skills. Sharpening drill bits is one I've been working on. I do a decent job, but definitely still room for improvement. But I really did well on that 1/4 inch bit today, I feel like. So larger drill bits are easier than smaller ones. All right. The little camera shuffle. Now we're ready to slap this together and move on to the next one. Ready for glue up now on this one. I'll double check that everything goes together right. which appear to have got some trash. It is really hard if you get shavings down inside that 45 angle to get it clean, because it's a very tight corner to get something into, to get whatever's in there out. It's tight enough that when you just tap the scales on, they hold themselves in. So maybe ream them out together while they're together. The fun part is when you're actually epoxying everything together. If you're doing fast set epoxy, you don't have much time to get the pins in. So tight pins can cause you problems down the road. But I use G-Flex. I think it's 30-minute epoxy. The slower epoxy, the better, I feel like the better the bond, but 30 minutes is a good kind of middle of the road, gives you plenty of working time and a good bond. When I first started, I used like 10, 5, 10, 15-minute epoxy, and a lot of times that doesn't give you enough time to get everything together. Trying to see if I missed any comments. What's up, Boston? Boston Rock 76. Thanks. You haven't cut yourself yet, have you? You don't have to say. I'm gonna ream this out real quick. So I've got this this one here. I posted some pictures on Instagram today. It's a spalted maple. I think it's spalted maple burl. And then it's ready for glue up. This is some dyed maple. It's got some kind of green and red and blue. It'll be fun to see this one when it's finished. Got a maple, ribbon maple. Good. And I'm not sure what this one is. It's some sort of dyed burl. Kind of looks blue. And kind of a brown maple burl. So I'm going to go ahead and finish getting these other ones ready to glue up tonight. Thanks for coming and hanging out, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll feel free to answer them. So have a good night, and we'll catch you guys later. If I can figure out how to end this. There we go. Hey, Chris. Good to see you.